And internet is a global service and it is accessible to all. These services can be available at both the organization as well as individual level. By using news group, people, that is group of people, they can able to discuss their problems, ideas, etc. Hello to all, a warm welcome to my new session on Fundamentals of Computers, and the chapter name here is Internet Basic. I am Revati from the Department of Computer Science, Vidhyaashram, First Grade College, Temple of Excellence, MYSURU. So dear student, before going to start my today's session, let's recall the topic which we learned in my last session. So dear student, we learned data manipulation language, along with that we learned data control language, along with that we learned transaction control language, as well as we learned data query language. But in my today's session, I'm going to discuss introduction about internet. Along with that, I'm going to cover features of internet. Along with that, I'm going to cover internet applications. These are the topic I'm going to deal in my today's session. So dear student, at the beginning, I'm going to have introduction about internet. So what is internet? Suppose if I want to connect two or more devices, I required net connection or internet connection. Now tell me why I require net connection. Because to share the data or to communicate each other, I require net connection. So here internet is a system that interconnects the different computer system across the world. Now let me to consider the example here. Think that I have one system in Mysore and I have another system in Bangalore. Now these two systems want to communicate each other. How? Through the internet connection. So here internet connection is a system that interconnects. So what is internet? It is a system and it is responsible for interconnecting the computer system across the world or globe. It uses the internet protocol. That means to communicate each other, both the systems are going to use internet protocol suite. That is nothing but IP suite to link device located in different corner of the world. That means to communicate both the systems, they require TCP bar IP protocol suite. That means they require transmission control protocol as well as internet protocol to communicate each other. So the internet system carries an extensive range of information. So here by using internet we can able to carry a large range of information, that is nothing but World Wide Web. So what is this World Wide Web? That is nothing but the distributed repository capable to hold the data or capable to hold the information. At the same time, it is also responsible for serving the information. So that includes www, that is World Wide Web, telephony, electronic mail, that is email, etc. So here Internet carries huge or massive amount of information that is in the form of www, or that is in the form of telephony, or that is in the form of electronic mail, and it uses standard internet protocols like TCP/IP or HTTP. So dear student, to communicate both the systems, they uses transmission control protocol or internet protocol, along with that hypertext transfer protocol. And the features of internets are accessibility. That means we can able to access internet globally. That means an internet is a global service and it is accessible to all. That means all the users all around the globe, they can able to access internet. Nowadays, the people who is located in a remote part of an Iceland or interior of African can also use internet. So it is nothing but the global service. For that reason, any person or people, they are going to stay all around the world, they can able to use internet. The next one is easy to use. So it is a software which is used to access internet. So dear student, by using any web browser, we can able to access internet. So the software which is used to access the internet, so the software which is used to access the internet, that is nothing but the web server, is designed very simple. Suppose if I want to access anything on the internet, I required web server. So here web servers are nothing but the application software, and these web servers are designed very simple. Therefore, we can very easily learn and we can very easily access the internet, and it is very easy to develop. The next feature here is interaction with other media. So the next feature here is interaction with other media. So internet service has a high degree of interconnection with other media. That means the internet connection are able to communicate with other media. For example, news channels or magazine or any publishing house, they can able to use internet to improve their business. Low cost, that means the development as well as maintenance of the internet is very low. That means to develop internet connection or to maintain that, we require very low cost. And extension of existing IT technology. That means by using internet, we can able to share the information technology. For that reason, it is known as extension of existing IT technology. So dear student, this facilitates the sharing of IT technology by multiple users in organization, and even facilitates other trading partners to use. That means by using internet, we can able to use existing technologies. Moving further, I'm going to have flexible of communication. By using internet, it is very easy to communicate each other, and we can able to communicate across the globe. So communication through internet is very flexible. That facilitates communication through text or through voice or through video. That means the user can able to communicate each other through the text message or through the video call or through the audio call or voice message. And this service can be available at both the organization as well as individual level. That means internet provides the communication for both organization as well as individual person. Along with that, I'm going to have security. So here internet provides security. That means it's going to provide all kind of security to user data as well as user devices. So internet facilitates has to a certain extent happen the security system both at the individual and national level. That means we can able to connect the CCTV to the internet. That means by using internet we can able to connect CCTV camera so that we can able to provide this security. Even in terms of internet provides security to the user as well as security to the user devices. Now I'm going to have internet application. That means what are the applications of internet? Internet provides following applications. One is World Wide Web. Another one is electronic mail. Another one is file transfer. Another one is Telnet. And the last one is internet relay chat. That is IRC, that is real-time video chatting. These are the services provided by the internet, or these are the applications of internet. And from the examination point of view, this is very, very important topic. Now I'm going to have World Wide Web. So what is this World Wide Web? It's nothing but the repository. And with the help of www, we can able to access all the data as well as information. So what is this www? That is nothing but a distributed repository, and we don't know where this www is present, but we can able to access all the data, all the information through this www. So it is a part of the internet that supports hypertext document, allowing user to view and navigate various type of data. So it is a part of internet. It supports all kind of hypertext documents. So here, what is www? This is nothing but the repository capable to store web pages as well as website. So it's nothing but the collection of web page. A web page is a document. A web page is a document that is enclosed with hypertext markup language. So what is web page? Nothing but the document that is designed by using hypertext markup language. And each web page has an address. So each web page or each website has unique address that is known as URL. That is nothing but Uniform Resource Locator. Now I'm going to have email. So internet provides email. That means the two people or the two organization, they can able to communicate each other through email. If I consider early days, we have letters. That means we are going to write the letter and we are going to post the letter. But nowadays everything is digitalized. For that reason we are going to have electronic service. So one of the most popular reason that people uses internet is email. So here we can able to create a email, we can able to send a email, and it is nothing but we can able to receive a email message. To communicate what they required, they just required internet connection. Once they have internet connection, then the people or user can able to create their own mail, they can able to send the mail, as well as they can able to receive the email via the email server with the domain name. Now I'm going to have file transfer protocol. So it is internet tool. That means it is the internet tool that is used to copy the file from one computer to another. So dear student, there are certain time I just want to copy the file from one system to another system. To copy the content or file from one system to another, I require file transfer protocol. So using this, a person can log into an ETP host computer. So by using FTP, person can able to log into the host computer. He or she can able to copy the file which is present in that computer to her or his computer. It is handy for finding and copying software files, articles, and other type of data. That means here FTP is mainly used to copy the software as well as articles as well as other type of data, and it is nothing but a internet tool just used to copy the data or files from one system to another system. And I'm going to have Telnet. So it is a specialized service, a special service with which a person can use to access computers and the content of another computer, a telnet host. Once again, this telnet is also used to access the content which is stored in the one computer to another computer by using telnet host, and it is mainly used for libraries. So here telnets are mainly used by the libraries to allow visitor to look up the information and find the articles. That means most of the library systems, they are going to use telnet. Then what is the advantage of telnet? By using telnet, visitors can able to access the books as well as they can able to find the articles. So what is Telnet? It is a specialized service mainly used to access the information from one system to another system, and it is especially designed for library system. Now I'm going to have the last type, that is internet relay chat. That is IRC, that is nothing but real-time video chatting. So user can able to perform video chatting through the internet. So this service allows the user to communicate in real time by typing text in a special window. So here by using IRC, user can able to perform real-time video chatting by using special window. They can able to text. Even by using IRC, user can able to do real-time video chatting. That means they are going to get one special window, there they can able to chat each other. Now I'm going to have internet service. That means what are the different kinds of services provided by the internet? That is communication server, information retrieval service, as well as web service, as well as www. These 4 services are provided by the internet. So at the beginning, I'm going to have communication service. And what kind of communication service I'm going to have here? That is email. So user can able to send electronic mail. Telnet, it is mainly used to log on to a remote computer. Suppose if I want to log in to a remote computer, then I can able to use Telnet. Along with that, news group so offers a form of people to discuss the topic. That means by using news group, people, that is group of people, they can able to discuss their problems, ideas, etc. Then real-time chatting, that is for IRC. Along with that, mailing list, that is used to organize group of internet user to share common information through email. That means it is a group of internet user and they are going to use emailing list to communicate each other, and I'm going to have internet telephony. That means allows the internet user to talk across. Suppose if the user want to talk across the world by using internet, then I'm going to have internet telephony. Along with that, I'm going to have instant message. That means it supports real-time message or chat by using Yahoo Messenger or by using MSN Messenger. And at the end, I'm going to have file transfer protocol, enables the user to transfer the file. These are the some of the services which comes under communication service. Moving further, I'm going to have web service. So internet provides web service. So why I required web service? In order to exchange the data or in order to communicate each other. So web service allows exchange of information between applications on the web. So it is mainly used to exchange the information between applications on the web using web service. And what kind of web service I'm going to have here? That is www and video conferencing. So what is this www? That is nothing but World Wide Web. It's a repository. So it's also known as W3 and it offers a way of access documents. That means it is nothing but a storage where we can able to get all the web pages as well as web documents. Documents spread over the several server over the internet. That means all the documents are stored in the www and we can able to access the document by using internet. These documents may contain text, graphics, audio, video as well as hyperlink. That means whatever the document which is stored in the www may include text, graphics, audio files, video files as well as hyperlink. And hyperlink allows the user to navigate between the document. By using hyperlink, user can able to navigate or switch from one document to another document. And the last type here is video conferencing. By using internet, we can able to make video call. So video conferencing or video teleconferencing is a method of communicating by two-way video and audio transmission with the help of telecommunication technology. So what is video conferencing? That is nothing but the two-way of making conversation. That means it's a method of communication by two-way video, as well as I can able to have audio transmission with the help of telecommunication technology. Moving further, I'm going to have DNS. So what is this DNS? That is nothing but domain name system. So what is this domain name system and why I require domain name? For that, dear student, let me to consider simple example here, that think I have 10 computer, and for each system what I'm going to do, I'm going to specify the number, that is 1 2 3. Okay, fine. When I have limited number of system, then it is very easy to remember the number. But when I have large amount of systems, then it is very difficult to remember the numbers, because it's very difficult to identify as well as remember that which number is for which system. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to convert that number to name. So I'm just going to replace the numbers with name, because it's very easy to remember name instead of numbers. For that, I'm going to have domain name system. So here domain name system is nothing but the hierarchy of directory surveys. So it's nothing but the hierarchy of directory surveys that provides a mapping between name of the host to the internet and its numerical address. For example, think that my IP address is going to start from 192.168.1.1. So this is my IP address, that is nothing but numeric address. I just want to map this numeric address with the host address. Okay, I just want to replace this numeric address with the host address. For example, say http vidhyashram.com. Now tell me student, which one easy to remember? Is it this IP address or this http://www.vidhyashram.com? Which one is easy to remember? According to me, the first method is very easy to remember. So this kind of conversion itself known as domain name system. So here DNS stands for a domain name system. It is a directory service. So it is a directory service that provides a mapping between name of the host. So name of the host and its numeric address. So what is here? Name of the host. This is my name of the host and numeric address, this one. Okay, I just want to map my numeric address with the host of the network. For that, I require domain name system. Here, domain name system is required for the functioning of the internet. To function internet properly, I require domain name system, and each nodes are represented in the form of tree. That means all the domain names are represented in hierarchical structure. And what is domain name system here? That is .com, .in, .org. Okay, all these are example for domain name system. Each node in a tree has a domain name. That means each node in a tree has a domain name and a full domain name is a sequence of symbols specified by the dot. For example, if I write vidhyashram.edu, this is known as domain name system. And here I'm just going to map the host network to numerical address, and it is known as domain name system, and all the domain names are represented in the form of tree. So domain name system is a service that translates the domain name to IP. So domain name system is a service, and what is the job of DNS? Just translate the domain name to IP. That is nothing but Vidhyaashram dot edu to some IP address, say 92.168.2.20. Okay, so the job of the DNS is to translate the domain name, that is vidhyashram.edu to IP address. This allows the user of networks to utilize the user-friendly names. That means by using DNS, user can able to use their own names. Instead of vidhyashram.edu, I can able to give some other name. That means I want to specify user-friendly name. For example, see here, I'm having edusoft.com. Okay, I'm just going to convert this edusoft.com to IP address, and this is known as domain name system. So it is very difficult to remember the IP address. Instead of that, I can able to remember the names very easily. For that reason, I'm going to convert IP to name as well as name to IP. That is the job of the DNS. Now I'm going to have internet service provider. Now tell me why I required internet service provider. To provide the internet service. Then what it is? It is nothing but the company. So here companies are responsible for providing the internet service. If I consider Airtel, BSNL, these are the nothing but the internet service provider. So an internet service provider is a company that provides web access. That means they are responsible for providing web access to business as well as consumer. So ISP may also provide services like email service. That means internet service provider is also responsible for providing the service like email service, domain name registration, web hosting as well as browser service. And here internet service provider is considered to be an information service provider as well as storage service provider as well as internet network service provider. So here I can able to consider internet service provider as information service provider, at the same time storage service provider, at the same time internet network service provider. And internet users has evolved from one of those universities or government accounts having access to nearly everyone having access. That means all the companies, that is internet service providers, are nothing but the companies, and they are going to provide the service. And how they are going to provide the service? For that, user want to pay the amount based on the user payment. all the companies are going to provide the internet service, and access has gone from dial-up connection to high-speed broadband technology. In early days, we are going to have dial-up connection, but nowadays we are going to use high-speed broadband technology. Now, the example for ISP providers are nothing but the telecommunication companies. Some of the example for internet service providers are telephone companies. All the telephone companies, for example, I can able to consider Airtel, Jio, Idea, BSNL. All those companies are nothing but the internet service provider. Now I'm going to have logical and physical address. So dear student, the physical address itself known as MAC address, and where I'm going to get the MAC address in my laptop or in my computer. So MAC address is also known as hardware address or physical address, and it is the hard coded. So what is the bit? It's going to hold 48 bit. That means the length of the MAC address here is 48 bits. That is nothing but 6-byte address burned in the ROM of the network interface card. So where these physical addresses are present? In our ROM chip, that is read-only memory, and when it is burnt during the manufacturing. That means manufacturers are responsible for assigning the MAC address. What is the length of the MAC address? That is nothing but 48 bits, or it is 6-byte address. They are expressed as 6 pairs of hexadecimal digit. That means MAC addresses are represented in the form of hexadecimal digit, and it includes 6 pairs. So I'm going to have MM, SS as well as MM and SS. That means the first 3 half. Okay, the first 3 half is nothing but the vendor number. So the first 3 half is nothing but the vendor numbers, which is the address of manufacturer. So the first 3 half are the vendor address. That's nothing but the manufacturer address. And the second half is nothing but the network interface card serial number. Okay, so the second half is nothing but the network interface card serial number. Now tell me, who is responsible for assigning network interface card serial number? That is none other than manufacturer. Now tell me, what is this NIC? What is this NIC? That is nothing but network interface card or Ethernet card. Why I required Ethernet card? In order to establish net connection, I required network interface card. Without network interface card, I cannot able to establish the network connection. To establish network connection, I must require network interface card. And here MAC address itself, the physical address or hardware address. By using ipconfig command in Windows, I can able to get the physical address. Now tell me where I'm going to type this ipconfig command in my command prompt. That means first I want to open the command prompt. There I want to type ipconfig command in order to get my physical address of my laptop or my computer. Now I'm going to have logical address. That is nothing but the IP address. So IP address itself known as logical address. So the IP address works at the network layer of OSI model. So dear student, where this IP address is going to work, it's going to work at the network layer of OSI reference model, and it's also known as logical address. For example, think that I have my laptop and my IP address here is 192.168.0.1. Now, in this, okay, this is nothing but my network ID, and this is nothing but my IP. That is nothing but my host ID. Host ID. Now tell me, dear student, why I required logical address or IP address in order to identify the system uniquely. So here IP is nothing but unique identification number for each computer. To identify the computer uniquely, I'm going to assign the IP address. So this is a logical address. So this is a logical address, okay, which is assigned by the network administrator. That means here network administrators are responsible for assigning the IP address, or internet service providers are responsible for assigning the IP address. And why I required IP address? In order to identify the system uniquely. So hence IP address may change each time. That means each time my IP address is going to change when you connect with the internet. That means when I click automatic IP connection, then each time my IP address is going to vary. Student, in my today's session, I started with what is internet. Along with that, we studied the basic concepts of internet. Let's meet in the next session with the new chapter called Web Basis. Until that, keep watching and keep learning. Thank you.